In the last few weeks, new and very precise images of the Sun have been arriving from ESA's PROBA-2 satellite at the Royal Observatory in Belgium. These show that the onboard telescopes SWOP and LYRA are up and running. Since the 1700s, astronomers have been using telescopes to keep track of the Sun's activities. At the Royal Observatory, they're still using the same methods to compare present-day data with the past.
Because the moon gets in between.
But today's scientists have access to far more detailed and in-depth information about the Sun than ever before, thanks to the development of space telescopes. Launched in November 2009, PROBA-2 is the result of an international collaboration with Belgian industry in the framework of an ESA program to test new spacecraft and instrument technologies. It does this aboard satellites that weigh no more than 150 kilos and are no bigger than 1 cubic meter. Because of the developments in miniaturization of technology, PROBA-2 is able to test 17 new technologies and 4 science instruments, including LYRA and SWOP.
So SWOP has several new technologies which make it possible to make it more compact and more smaller. It's only a shoebox size. But it does the same thing as previous telescopes, which were much bigger, much more expensive. So it's like an exercise in miniaturization.
Because of their size, these telescopes are clearly less expensive to build, launch and run, but they also contribute to improving observations of the Sun. SWOP is able to provide pictures of the Sun every minute against every 15 minutes previously, giving a much more precise and complete record of its behavior. LYRA is able to record much smaller eruptions on the Sun's surface than earlier telescopes.
LYRA will be able to sense probably smaller flares than before. And we can do that because we are using new types of detectors made of diamond. And diamond is more sensitive and to the signal, to the ultraviolet, and also less sensitive to the other annoying irradiation that we have in space, like cosmic rays.
The study of the Sun has become increasingly important with the recognition of the impact of its behavior on Earth. Massive solar eruptions, when directed towards the Earth, can be so powerful that they damage satellites, disrupt radio communications, and have even been known to take out power lines. But today, thanks to the round-the-clock observations of the Sun by satellites like PROBA-2, it's possible to give advance warning of imminent storms of solar particles.
We have seen a big event like that in 1989 in Canada, where millions of people were without electricity for many hours. And so with SWOP, we hope to give an early warning to such events, and we think that's important.
And because of the sensitivity of the telescopes aboard PROBA-2, smaller variations in the Sun's behavior are now detectable, allowing for greater accuracy of prediction, not only for space weather forecasting, but also extending to climate change on Earth.
Another thing that LYRA can do is to measure very accurately and very precisely the irradiance from the Sun. This measurement is used in models of the Earth's climate. And this is, for example, driving the ozone concentration, which has a large impact on the climate on Earth.
While there are other satellites in space doing the same job, PROBA's telescopes are doing it more accurately, for less money, and extending the scope of what scientists can achieve.
These satellites are so expensive and so big that people want to take no risks at all. So the design of these satellites and these instruments is very conservative, and you're very much limited as a scientist to go beyond what has been done before. While on these small, cheap missions, people actually encourage you to take risks and to try out new technologies. And as a scientist, that is really enjoyable.
Another advantage to these small satellites is that scientists' requests for observation can be met very quickly, within 24 or 48 hours maximum, much faster than the delay of weeks or months that's needed for larger satellites. Even with only a couple of weeks of data coming from PROBA-2, it's already evident that ESA's Orbit Technology Programme is paying dividends in terms of the images already appearing on the scientists' screens and in the development of technologies for future ESA missions.
And in that case, this difference is put in a separate list.